Yeah, keep it coming. We're gonna, just like Star Wars, all right, we're gonna dive down into the canyon there, top of the water.
It feels weird.
It does. But you get used to it, and it is very cool flying. Good, now we're over the water, we can increase that rate of descent, so we'll pull the power back a little bit more.
Okay. We're aiming for that straight stretch after this turn.
Yeah, that'll be a good target.
Okay.
And the water looks great this morning. It's pretty much wind's calm, but occasionally you can see some ripples up there where we've got some wind starting up. The water is smooth, but it's not glassy, which hopefully we can find a glassy water area just to show you that, because that's a mind trip. Let's bring the power up just enough to kind of stabilize, level off, let you get used to the sensation of flying down low over the water like this.
It's definitely a weird one.
Good, so we've got a bunch of empty space coming up. I'm gonna help you with this first one.
Okay.
So I'm hands-on with you. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna get this airplane down into ground effect. So I want you to get about 3 feet over the water if you can,
Okay.
and hold it level there. We need a little bit of right rudder. Okay, at this point, we're just gonna hold this attitude level. We're gonna reduce our power and let the airplane sink down onto the water.
Okay.
There we are.
Sweet.
Then we throttle up to keep it on step. There's waves and bumpiness, so you can go ahead and throttle all the way up. Remember to push or pull back as it tries to push our nose down. And we just hold that until we're up off the water again. And then we can reduce our power, fly around 20 feet off the water.
Okay.
All right, so straight ahead, let me get you to try one of those.
All right.
All right. You got it, I'm on the controls with you.
Bringing the power back a little bit.
Yeah.
Down to about 3 feet. Alright, power back.
A little bit of right rudder. Excellent.
Alright, full power.
Let's power up and go.
Back pressure. Full power. Ground effect.
Very nice.
And pull up. 20 feet?
Yeah, go like 20, 50 feet, something like right here.
Okay.
Right here is really good. Just get used to that. Throttle back about 4,300. We're looking for a power setting that'll cruise us around flying under ducks. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
That'll get us cruising around about 70 knots.
So about start some more landings right here.
Well, we've got a pretty good switchback coming up,
Okay.
so we're just going to fly through this S-turn first,
Okay.
and then we'll do another landing. So you can see your channel markers, and I don't know how much boating you do to know what those mean, but we're going to stay between the markers, and if you look ahead on your map what's coming up, I'm going to zoom your map in a little bit, you can see we have this little switchback.
Okay. So Lake Moomaw is probably pretty tight compared to
It is definitely smaller than this, but it's got some pretty good open spaces.
Alright, we've got a boat in front of us.
Yeah. So you see the lake turning to the right?
Yeah.
This channel turning to the right, so we'll just follow that. And then if ever it looks like we're gonna be too close to a boat, then we'll climb up a little bit, but we're gonna beat him.
10 miles to the north, inbound overflight at 2,100 and 2,000 feet.
Want to add just a little power to go around this turn here. And we'll go left of this green marker, and then you'll see an orange marker up ahead. We're going to go to the right of that and do a left turn around it.
Try to stay with Mr. Boatman over there.
Excellent.
Go over there to the right, go to the left. Then left over here to the channel marker.
You got it. And then we'll head continue south.
Alright.
Yeah, now you can see the water opens up for us again.
Alright.
All right, so straight ahead, we got no boats, no obstacles, no waves. Let's do a splash and go.
All right. So down to 3 feet. We're getting a little boat power now.
Need a little right rudder. Power up, stay on step. Very good.
Okay, good job. 20, 30, 50 feet.
Yeah. Excellent. So let's, we'll see what the wind is doing down here. I like going back behind the dam, but if the wind is blowing much at all, it's real bumpy over there because of the terrain. So looking at the water, we're going to take a right down here. Okay. Now you can see how it gets a little more ripply there.
Yeah.
So that already tells us that we've got more wind over there than we're dealing with back here.
Leaving the norm is 6 miles to the north, inbound to overfly.
So it should be coming from that direction. It's not quite strong enough to make stripes on the water yet. When we start seeing that, we know the direction for sure, but we also know it's strong wind. All right. So yeah, just kind of straight ahead where we have that long stretch in front of us. And we're going to touch down on slightly choppy water here.
All right.
Let's try it again.
Bring the power back.
Yeah, you feel that water difference. We're going to power up just a little. All right, let's power up and go. All right, we got a speedboat speeding at us. All right, very good. We're going to go around kind of where that boat came from, and then head up the river there. Okay. Yeah, just follow his wake. Right. We definitely don't want to go bumping across the waves that they made, but when they go by, they actually kind of smooth out the water in the middle.
Yeah.
And that can give us some pretty good landing options.
Okay. So it goes right down through there.
Yep. So if you look at the transition in the water, you can tell that the wind is being blocked by that little channel there. So be ready for kind of a kick when we go behind it. All right. And then you've got a very long straight stretch there slightly to the left.
Okay. See some kind of traffic right there.
Yeah, it looks like it's either a barge or a fishing boat. So right about here is going to be a good heading for this next landing. All right, so try her again, and this time see if you can catch the need for your rudder. We need a little bit of right rudder. There you go. Good. All right. Yeah, now we're going to throttle up. Let's stay on step here, at least try to. Okay. So we're not going to give it so much power that we take off, but we're going to give it enough power so that we don't slow down and sink into the water. Okay. A few little waves here, we'll ride those out. So when you are step taxiing, which is what this is called, you got to teach your brain to just use the ailerons to keep the wings level. All right, we don't want to, if we decide we want to turn, we don't want to do that with aileron. We do that with rudder. Okay. If we let the wings dip far enough down that those sponsions catch the water, it's going to be a pretty neat quick turn. And we don't want to do that. All right, so the water's smoothing out enough. Let's do a little turn to the right, so just a little bit of right rudder. Okay. And what you see is the airplane wants to lean over, so we got to use counter steering with the ailerons. Now there's some waves over here, so let's get away from those. We're gonna go left. Yeah. The more you let it turn, yeah, we got that boat. Let's go ahead and get off the water here. Powering up. There we go. So the more that, as you're on step, that it turns, it'll tighten the turn up kind of on its own, and you end up having to counter steer with the rudders as well. Okay. So this is a very maneuverable craft when it's on the water. It's kind of tricky to get used to. All right, let's climb up a little bit farther. We're going to do a turn around here, and we are allowed aircraft, so I try not to buzz the houses in the morning. And so, yeah, so just keep it over the water, kind of do a left turn, and we'll go back up the channel that we just came from.
So 180?
Yep. And then go just a little bit farther in this direction here to the east, so that when we turn down the water, we're not looking straight into the sun.
Right. So go this way?
Yeah, just a little bit. See this little island here?
Yeah.
We're going to turn right, but we'll go behind that island and then head south. All right. This is a pretty good island to practice beaching on. Nice. Oh, the water's a little cold for that thing.
Anything on the island at all?
I'm sure there is, but there's a little path and a little fire pit.
Nice.
All right, good. So you see this channel marker, there's the island, this little jut. So we're gonna land just to beam that channel marker, okay, or try to. So go ahead and pull your power back. You're gonna have to pull it back a little farther than you have been so far so we can get a steeper angle and see if we can land next to that channel marker, about 100 feet to the left of it anyway. Yeah, straight ahead. What helps me, I pick a point on the water that I can distinguish and use that as my target. Yeah, very good. So now you won't have the energy to hang out in the ground effect, but you'll still level off there. A little right rudder. There we go. Nice. All right, power up, keep us on step. Bang, to keep the wings level, yep. Need a little more power. Nice, all right, let's full power and go. Get off the water. Very nice. All right, let's take a right turn. Okay, so it looks like we got a boat powering out here. There's a green channel marker kind of in the distance straight ahead. We'd like to land or do a splash and go out near that, but we don't want to find that boat's wing. So see if we can make that happen, and if the timing doesn't work out, we'll just go around. Our bailout plan is climbing left and stay over the water.
All right, so repeat what you want me to do again.
So you see the green channel marker there?
I did.
You're going to land a beam that.
Okay. To the right of it?
Your choice.
Okay.
Just try not to see how his wake is spreading out.
Yeah.
You got to time it to not land in that wake.
Alright, so let's do to the left of it.
Okay. And again, if we get close enough and it looks like, yeah, this probably just isn't going to work, just power up and go around. Nice. All right, full power. Let's go. Really nice. Okay, let's climb on up. We're gonna go to, I don't know, about 1,200 feet or so. And you're gonna take a left turn and go back towards the corner of the ridge there. So keep coming left. See that tower in the distance?
Yes.
We're not going all the way to that, but that's a pretty good landmark if you want to turn and go to that tower.
Sounds good. 1,200 feet?
Yeah, about that. Just so that you feel good about how high we are over the trees here. Yeah, this is good right here. All right, let's level off. My controls for a minute.
Your controls.
Great, so we're gonna do a confined area landing. So you can't quite see it. You can kind of see the dip if you know it's there. There's a finger of water that swings back this way. We're gonna use that as our confined area practice. All right. Yeah, you see how it's starting to open up? There's a few houses there.
Yeah, a little bit.
And we have and so we do for the uniform and turn your final and people.
Yeah, we're just gonna come in here, take a left turn, make sure there's no boats or obstacles. Put it down and stay on step. And get the blue heron there. So get on the controls there with me, and we've got smooth water to step taxiing. So smooth water has more hydrodynamic drag, of course. So we need just a little bit more power. And now get the feel for what your rudders will let you do. You see how, yeah, it really wants to oversteer.
Okay. Didn't take much.
No. Okay, so right rudder get us going towards that water tank, and then full power and take off.
Up to that, whatever that is.
Yeah, there's debris here. Very nice. Yeah, you can feel the water let go of it. All right, how high? Excellent. Nah, about 50, 100 feet here. Okay. We're gonna go head east. We'll go see what the conditions are like behind the dam and over in that section of the lake. All right. And it's time for a fuel tank switch. So I'm going to reach back here and switch the tanks. Okay. Now running off the left tank. If I can get to my handy dandy notebook, we'll make a note and update our fuel tree. Give us about 2 gallons on the right side, 6 on the left. Okay. Yes, we'll cut cut down through the channel that way. Always like this part of the lake. It's really pretty in the morning. Yeah, it is. Keep us going that way, and then the wind is kind of light and variable, so we'll just see what it's like down here. If it starts shaking us too crazy, we'll turn around and come back to this area. All right.
So when you, when we're landing in the rudder thing, are you just looking at the ball? Or are you
Oh, not at all.
field?
Looking outside.
Okay, maybe that's my problem.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, don't worry about that stuff in here when we get that close to the water.
Okay.
With the keel on this thing, it will straighten you up, right? Even more so than when you touch down on landing gear a little bit uncoordinated or not straight along with your path. So it'll straighten you up, but not very fun.
Anybody else have one of these around here? Have you seen anybody else flying around?
I've heard there's one. I have not seen it. Mostly there's a Cub on floats down here that's pretty cool, and 182 or 185 or something on floats.
Slip-on lakes.
Yeah. All right, so the water is a little choppier, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but so far, don't let me jinx this, but there's not a ton of turbulence here. So we'll work in this area. There is a set of power lines that come off the dam, off the back of the mountain. Okay. But as long as we stay over the water and shoreline, we don't have to worry about that. Okay. All right, so this guy kind of messed up my plans by driving right through where we're going to land. Yeah, but that's okay.
Mind if I take a picture of the dam real quick?
No, please, I got control. You got control. You got it?
I got control.
Here's control. Okay, so let's just go this way a little bit, climbing up and over. Okay. And we'll try to do a landing going the other direction.
Just 180?
Yeah, just 180. The Smith Mountain Lake Airport is just a couple miles that way. We're monitoring their frequency, and so far I haven't heard or seen anybody. Yeah, so start that left turn. Okay, so we can see the wake there.
Right.
So let's go land in a way that doesn't interfere with that. Yeah, doesn't have us pass through that. So we can, you can see the orange channel marker. We can go land in that direction and land beyond that boat wake.
Okay. Just on the other side of the boat?
Yep. Yeah, if you start your throttle back and descent here, it should work out well. Really nice. All right, throttle up.
On the step. Yeah.
Top of your water
Yeah.
is obviously a little tougher to keep it on. Okay, so climb up and watch now for these birds. I want to go back into that smooth water there.
Okay.
Without just clipping the treetops here. So let's
I'm up a little more.
turn to the right.
Okay.
Yeah, you can keep that climb going. Turn to the right. Now we can reduce our power, nose over a bit. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah. The big fish jumping and forming around. Right?
Where you go?
Okay, so we're gonna go down this little finger here.
Okay.
And our bailout plan is climb to the left.
Alright.
You always want to plan when you're going into a tight spot like that.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna throttle back. Yeah, little right rudder. There we go. We're going to bring it to displacement. So we're going to throttle all the way back. And we're just going to hold the nose up so the airplane slows down. And we're going to steer to keep the ailerons. We're going to steer with the ailerons to keep the wings level as long as we can. But here in a minute, it's going to fall over to the heavy side, which, believe it or not, is mine.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so now let's open up, touch water. Get the little latch.
Yes,
Okay. And then latch. Push your door open. And now we're going to use the rudders to try to steer, but without much thrust. We're just going to point into the wind. Okay. How is the water temperature there?
Yeah, it didn't feel bad actually.
Okay.
I wasn't sweating it, but not bad at all.
Now we can bump up our throttle just a bit to give us enough authority with the rudder to do stuff. But this is now called plow taxiing. And you can overheat your engine real quick plow taxiing because we're making a lot of power and not getting any cooling.
Okay.
On a cool day like this and not really plowing that hard, we're not worried about it. But typically, if you are motoring around like this, it's at idle with the occasional bump to steer the airplane. Here, getting back on step and getting out to an area with more wide open space to do our takeoff is the goal. I'm going to close up the doors here. Get the little latch, get the big latch. Okay, left to right. So a displacement takeoff is, it's a series of push forward, pull back, push forward, pull back. Okay. So I'm going to be on the controls. You can be on the controls with me because it's easier to just see it than try to explain it to it. So we're going to start with it all the way back. And we're going to go full power and rudder as necessary. And as we come up on step, we go forward to help it on step, and we're steering with the ailerons to keep the wings level. Now we pitch it back to keep it from oscillating. And once we get up on step, it's just your normal takeoff that you've been doing so far today. Okay. And got a little gust of wind that helped there. Terrain. Cool up. But not too much. All right, your controls?
All right, my controls.
Controls.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you can see on a like a nice warm summer day or something how much fun that is. You can go up to one of the beaches. You can just bring it to a stop in the water, splash around.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a right, and it's not this right. It's going to be the next right. Okay. Go up the river.
So are there water airports at night that you can land on? Is that a thing?
So your Seaplane Flying Handbook,
That one.
the next one, so not this one, but the next big channel you get to, we'll take a right. Your Seaplane Flying Handbook says just don't try it.
Gotcha.
There are methods that they use, like lighted buoys and drop-in markers and stuff, but you just can't see the swells, you can't see what the water's doing, so
Gotcha.
unless it's an emergency, just don't do it.
Okay.
Yeah, even in this airplane, if we were flying at night, we wouldn't be doing it to do water landings. And even if we were over or near a body of water and had to do an emergency landing, we would probably try to find a field instead of water.
Okay.
One of the things that I haven't seen a place good enough to show you a glassy water landing, but do you know what I'm talking about with that? You can kind of see against the shore how smooth the water is and how reflective it is.
Yeah.
So as you are coming in for a landing, when the water is like that, you can't see the surface. It's just a mirror. So you're just seeing more sky, and eventually you find the water.
Okay.
You can imagine at night, not being able to see the surface makes it even worse.
So right that way?
Yep, that's the one we're going.
All right.
So there's techniques that we use for glassy water landings, and they all pretty much have to do with get a reference so you know roughly how high you are above that water, and then do a real slow descent until you find it. Alright, so there's, looks like two boats kind of crossing.
Yep.
Let's plan on doing a splash and go beyond them.
Okay.
And then we get back into those hairpin turns. So you can do your splash and then stay about 50 feet off the water, because we are going by the airport here. We want to stay down low.
All right. So other side of his wake.
Yep.
He's going that way, so we should be good too.
Yeah, we're good.
Just gotta watch out for that guy.
Yeah, because I can't quite tell what they're doing. If they're stopped or just moving real slow.
Looks like they got a little thrust on the back.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. So.
Yeah, so you can start your approach here. And just plan on hitting the water just beyond where it goes from ripple to smooth.
All right.
Bit of right run. There we go. All right, nice. Power up.
Get out.
Very good. Hey, like I say, about 50 feet or so, and we're going back through the zigzag. This is good. You can level off here. So you see your orange marker? Yeah, and we'll do a right turn around that. Okay.
Straight left.
Yeah.
That's the state park right there.
It is. And then this river that this boat's going up, we'll stay in that channel.
Okay. So what's proper when it comes to passing boats? Is there anything proper about it, or you just kind of pass them?
Yeah, I mean, just like the other rules, right? You want to overtake
Yes.
on the right.
I guess the village pumps going water that way, so you should probably stay to the left of them, you think?
So once we make this right turn, it opens up a little bit. If there's no obstacles, feel free to do a splash and go.
Alright. No matter which, I guess the smoother water.
No,
fish, doesn't matter.
you can, whatever you like, is just know that the ripply water there means that the wind is different, right?
Okay. Boat looks like they're
Yeah,
headed
and
northbound.
they laid down a pretty good landing strip for us there. So you see that
Yeah.
splice down the middle, land on that. Now we do have one coming in from the left. Let's see what they're doing. They are powering back, so they are no factor. Right rudder. Oh, that was nice. That was very nice. Yeah. Excellent. Totally unassisted aside from the rudder reminder. So we'll see if you can do that on the next one, and that is all yours. All right. You can level off about here. We'll overtake that boat, and then you've got a nice little straight stretch once you pass that boat to another. Come right just a pinch. You see those houses in the middle?
Yes.
Yeah, so that makes a pretty good target for lining up your landing run here. Yay! Ah, good one. Power up. Forward back. Excellent. Take a left. All right, let's stay down low here. Okay. Okay, so the water looks pretty smooth, and I don't see any big boats or wakes, so we're gonna step taxi up ahead. So I think those are seagulls. Yeah, we definitely don't want to create the scene from Indiana Jones, so let's not spook them, but we want to land somewhere right around there.
Around them?
Yeah.
To the left?
Yeah, what you're doing here is pretty good. Stay on step. And to the right, just a pinch. That middle crossing is where we're going to go under. We're looking for debris. You can see without the ripples, there's a lot more drag on the boat. So we're using a lot more power just to stay here. And it's not guaranteed, but if you keep it just in the green like we are, it's going to make for a pretty good step taxi. We're definitely not fast enough to fly if we hit a wave, but we're not so slow that we're going to sink in the water either. All right, no obstacles, no lines. We're good to go. Excellent. All right, let's power up and fly.
Powering up. Power to take off. Right rudder.
All right, now climb up and above the tree line. Okay. We're going to be doing a kind of following the river as it goes left and then right again.
How high? You said above the tree line?
Yeah, above the tree line.
Okay, so that right here?
so that we can see the river. Yeah. All right, now you can go to the left. And we're actually going to skip a finger, so I'll help you with this, but just keep following the river.
Okay. This just pollen and stuff in the river? Is that all it
Yeah,
is?
the yellow.
Yeah.
Yep. And in a minute, you'll be able to see how the river goes way up there, turns around, and then comes back here.
Yeah.
So we're going to bypass one of those fingers, and you see the river showing up on the next side.
Yeah.
So just fly straight to that instead of this one.
That's good. So this way?
Yep. And then when we get to that bend, we're going to turn right and do a landing in that strip of water.
Okay.
And for the takeoff, just so you can try it, since we haven't tried it yet, we're going to use turbo.
All right.
So obviously there's a boat somewhere because we see some wakes, so we'll figure out where they are. And it looks like they're slowing down, so we're going to do our landing past them. Okay. To add some power.
Okay.
We might have to jump up and over to the next finger.
That's fine.
All right, so let's power up and do that.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, let's use that one so you see if we turn right here.
Yeah.
Yep, so go ahead.
Go in that direction?
Yep.
Okay.
So just start powering back, get your nose down for 60 knots, and you should have a pretty good patch here in front of us. So we'll do a nice steep approach. We're going to bring the power all the way out.
Okay.
Excellent. Now we're going to stay on step here. We're going to slow down just a little bit. We're going to make the turn up here in the channel. All right. Oh, there's a nice big puppy dead fish. Gross. Now you see how the boat wants to turn right more than you've asked it?
Yeah.
So you're going to have to counter steer a little bit with left. Good. We feel it's wanting to sink down off the step, so we got to power up a little more. Start that turn. We know the airplane's going to want to oversteer and bank. Fix both of those. All right, so when we get on the straight stretch, I want you to throttle up and make sure you clear that gate and go all the way into turbo. It should feel different. All right. You ready? When you're ready. Sweet. All right, now we're up far enough, back it down to full power instead of turbo. There you go. All right, really nice.
Appreciate it.
Let's start climbing up and head back to our.
Sounds good.